It's Sunday, August 16th, 10:45 a.m. Here's the Mexican petunias. They put out their flowers in the morning and they drop off around 2 o'clock, I think. There's a little spider inside that one. They're all doing good. Excuse me. Oh, I forgot to water these. I put some of my mimosas up in here because I just didn't have anywhere to put them. Okay, so here's this. Still thinking it's a pepper plant. It looks a whole lot like a pepper plant, and we do have wild pepper plants that grow here called chili pecan. There's 2 more of those. I didn't plant those just popped up. Same way with this mimosa, just popped up, but this one I planted. Green and Oli. Dude, you need to turn green. You're on green. You're too brown. I guess he's looking at the fence, thinking that he's standing on something brown. See him looking up at us? And reach out to him and spook him a little. Hey. Or maybe he'll spook me. Hey. Animals just don't fear me. Lost him on camera. I can still see him. There. Oop. See him? It's not focusing on him, it's focusing on the leaf above him. Yeah, it's called Green Anole. A-N-O-L-E. They're cool. Real common. I like them a lot though. Used to keep them as pets, which is crazy. They actually sell them at the pet store sometimes, but I do think that's crazy. Ooh. This apple tree keeps trying to grab the other trees. I think it's fighting for sunlight. That's what they say. Ugh, this one got bit up a bunch. That's what they say is plants do not compete for root area. Here's one of those bugs that collect shit on their back. I've upgraded these guys from cups to pots. This is an important point in gardening. Your plants are restricted by how much root space they have. So if I had kept them in those cups, and I'm sure it's different for different plants, but this is just a general rule. If I kept them in those cups, then they would stay small. And I've got a lot of examples of this concept. Like most of these plants, really. This guy, he never grows any bigger than that. He's in that pot. If he's in the ground, probably would. These ones here, even though they're young, they would be larger in larger pots. This one right here, if you can see, it's different from that. It's different from that leaf right there. So that plant in that pot right there, the pot's pretty small. And that's like the maximum size that plant can get. Sorry, my nose is running. It won't get any bigger than that. Or if it does, it'll be by a very small amount, at a very slow rate. If I put him into, say, a 5-gallon bucket, then it will turn into one of these. He's not doing super good because he doesn't like the heat. And he doesn't get enough water in this 5-gallon bucket. But they'll get big like that. And say I planted this in the ground and did it all right, this would get even bigger. Because this plant, it gets much bigger. So that's just a lesson about pot size if you're growing in a pot. you're growing in the ground and you have really hard soil like us, clay soil, it's all about the roots getting bound. So if you dig an extremely large, deep hole and fill it in with high quality, well draining soil, and put a tree or any other plant in there, it can grow to its full potential. You know, it's not getting root bound. Roots are not very strong at penetrating hard soil, and that, once again, that depends on which plant you're talking about, but it's a general rule. So these 3 pots, they're an experiment. There's a lot of variables, and that's kind of bad, but it's also an illustration of another concept about drainage. If you're growing in pots, it's harder. Everything's harder when you're growing in a pot. So it's a shame that a lot of beginners start in pots because they're prone to failure, especially in excess of water. So look at this. You ever see water like that pooling in the top of your pot? Pull the plant out immediately. Your soil is awful. It will kill your plant. This is soil that I made a long time ago, and I mixed in fine sand with it, thinking that all sand is the same, and it's not. And so all those small sand particles fill in all the little holes, and they create a seal that holds water in and drowns the roots. That's what happens. It's not that the plants hate water, it's that they need oxygen at the roots, and this does not provide it. Here's a step up. This is from here to here. That's all just dry, dead grass. It's an experiment. But watch what happens when I water it. I topped it off with that same soil with the sand in it. Watch what happens. See, it pools for a while, and then it'll slowly drain. We'll come back to it because it'll drain. But and then here's another one. It's like 99% grass. But not only that, down at the bottom near the hole, I filled it up with sticks. So if you put pure grass into a pot and water it, you can imagine that that grass is going to block the bottom of it very well, in fact, and it does. So that's kind of what this guy's suffering through. And this one. But this one, watch what happens. Whoops! Watch what happens when I water it. Keep in mind it's already watered, and the rate at which water comes out of this spout is faster than like a garden hose. So, still not ideal, but drains faster. And I imagine that'll actually get worse with time as the dirt on the top gets into the holes in the middle and the grass down in the bottom. So, terrible, bad, not as bad, but still sucks. And like, I don't have enough water left to show you, but this is good soil. This is how good soil works. See, already drained. That's good soil. But for these 3, it's a test of kind of that 99% grass is a growing medium, which is stupid, but it's a test. And also a test for these purple plants, which seem indestructible. The only thing that kills them is frost. So we'll see if this kills them. They seem to grow as long as they have just the slightest amount of water. There's a couple things in here. 2 basils, red Malabar spinach, and okra. And the red Malabar spinach will climb up. That's why I have them there. These guys need pots, but I ran out of soil. They're all mimosa. Once again, look at the size difference. This mimosa's in like a 4-gallon No, that's not 4, that's 3. 3-gallon container, look at the size of it. Very nice plant. And then let's look at one that's small. These were all planted at the same time. So this one's got a significantly smaller pot. You know, it'll vary depending on the plant itself, but these mimosas over here in the cups, look, they're all small. And they're planted at the same time as that big one, but they're in a small cup. Here's a sugar cane. It's burning up. I think it'll be fine, but it's burning up. It would love to be in the ground, and I plan to once I have my own place. Peace lilies, looking good. I also got like a mimosa and aloe vera mixed in with them. It's just a mix. It's good. I need to get him in a bigger container. Red Malabar spinach. These are Carolina Reapers, hottest pepper plant in the world. Don't see any peppers on them yet, but they are growing rapidly. Some really beautiful big leaves. Very healthy. And here's Red Malabar spinach, my big one. Look at it. And they grow big. I really like this plant. It's extremely heat and drought tolerant. Real strong survivor. And the whole plant is edible. Tastes like purslane. If you've never had that, which most people haven't, it's got like, well, I'm not sure about the vitamins on this one, but purslane has a lot of omega-3 fatty acids. It's a good tasting plant. Real mild and like juicy. Sorry, I was trying to place that up there. It bent over. Right there, it bent. And try and get it to grow. It's funny, if you come on the back side of this, you can see the cactus is actually reaching out to the fence. It's almost touching it. See right there? That's coming all the way from over here. Wants to grab that fence. Here's the garden. In an attempt to protect these new things I planted out from the sun, I did this. I don't know how well it's going to work, but there they are. They seem okay so far. It's been one day. I'll keep checking in on them. Here's one that's not covered. As a comparison, that leaf right there looks like it's being killed by the sun. It's real easy to tell when something's being killed by the sun. Old tomato plant. Just leaving it alone. It'll die, but I don't want to like cut it out of the ground or anything. There's no point. Sweet banana pepper. So this used to be over there. Whenever I dug up all the soil to till it and loosen it up, I moved this guy into here, into this pot. No real reason, but it's been doing much better even from the first day. So it likes it here. I put it up against the tree so it gets some shade. Sun comes out from over here, so it gets morning shade, and you know, it's under a tree, so partial afternoon shade. Still don't know what this is. Maybe it's this? Let's see. Alternating leaves. No, it's not this. This doesn't have alternating leaves. I don't know what that is. This one's still alive. This one's thriving, dead. But remember, that's just cardboard under there. Radish. See the white root right there. It's a tiny radish. Tomatoes. You guys getting big? It's an oak tree. These are sticks from my peach tree that I stabbed in here. Just trying stuff. There's 4 of them. This one, same deal, but with that oak tree. And look, this one keeps growing. I think it actually took. It might be putting roots down in there. Some okra that are suffering, but surviving. Suffering because soil not great. There's just a bunch of sticks under there. Well, these are kind of like that too. But they're like really, really high in the sun. You see that right there? It's not even noon yet. These guys get a ton of sun, just so much. It's hard on them. It's middle of the summer. We get tomatoes. Tomatoes over there. This one looks like it might be ripe. Tomatoes. Give 1-2 days for him to ripen. We got a bunch of ripe ones inside already. The topsy-turvy basil. Candy mint. Look, see that? This thing dries out real easy. It needs to be watered at least every other day. Because it's hanging up in the air and has holes through it, and the soil in there drains really, really well. It needs to for this to work at all. So topsy-turvy, I don't recommend it, but it can work. If you have the right soil in it and you watered it daily or every other day, it'll work. This is the jungle. Pepper plants are just reaching for the sun. I have to think up something. Ew, what are these bugs? I don't like them. I don't know if they're good or bad, but I don't like them. I don't need bugs on my tomatoes. Come on, get off. There's some up here too. This could be a problem. See that bug? Get out of here. Yeah, they're all over this one. That's bad. See that? See it drooping on the tip. He's thirsty. That's what it means, he's thirsty. Look at this one. I don't prune ground tomatoes. Alright, that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.